Hey, it's Bryson here. Welcome back to my channel. And of course, thanks for being here and thanks for watching this video. Today I want to talk about something that seems to be one of the more popular subjects on my channel. And it is something that a lot of people are more interested in. So I'd like to speak a little bit about my personal experience. And what this is going to be about is it's going to be about magic mushrooms, also known as psilocybin mushrooms. And I want to talk about what some of the trips that I've had have revealed symbolically to me to try to get me to better understand, what this all is, what my place is, in all of this, and get down to this unspeakable, true nature of reality. And I just want to warn people that this video is going to be a little out there, especially if you are someone who has not used psychedelics. Psychedelic experiences are very difficult to explain because they bring the awareness into a space that it is not used to. We're usually in, a very, what we think is a comfortable space where we like to stay, where we limit ourselves and we limit our perception, and psychedelics take you outside of the space that you normally are in. So what I want to talk about is how a meditation that I had on magic mushrooms revealed to me what the possible meanings are of the Kaaba in Mecca, as well as the Tefillin that are worn by many Orthodox Jewish people. I think they oftentimes put them on the hat or whatever. Someone please clarify if I am a little inaccurate about that. But basically, what I'm going to give you is what my interpretation is based on the visuals, the simulacra, the various representations and symbols that appeared, and what that mystical experience meant to me. And hopefully through my story you will be able to gain your own mystical insight into what I could possibly be speaking about. And hopefully, if you are a person who has not tried magic mushrooms, this will help you along your journey to your first dose. So the first thing that everybody needs to understand about the nature of what we say is reality, what I say is reality, what you say is reality, is that we are all in what I like to call a prison of our five senses. So our individual interpretation of what reality is limited by what our sensory organs can allegedly pick up, and then based on our brain's ability to reconcile the information that we are seeing. So what we have to understand is what we think reality is actually a projection of our own mind, and that leads to the first hermetic principle, which is that everything is mental. Everything in the world that you experience is a mental experience. It's a mental projection. And I've been learning more and more how much my own thought processes and my focus and what I channel in on is affecting my life and bringing certain things into me. And let's just think about this. We talk about a spectrum that we call visible light. Now, visible light isn't actually a real thing. Visible light just happens to be the little tiny spectrum on the electromagnetic spectrum that the human eye, in the normal state of consciousness that we exist in, can perceive in the world around us. And modern scientists will tell you that what we call visible light is an infinitesimally small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. There are animals out there that can see on wider ranges on these spectrums and can experience things. And they have other sensory abilities that we don't have, such as dogs being able to basically see a visual story through smell, and for it to tell them so much more than what it tells us. And so what psychedelics do, like magic mushrooms, is they take away your limited ego, your limited consciousness's normal tricks at keeping you in your comfort zone. And it takes you outside of that. And it makes you look at things differently. And one of the biggest things it does is it makes you look at yourself. But in the particular meditation that I'm going to talk about, getting back to what this was originally about, although I hope that you found that previous bit of information useful, but getting back to what I was originally talking about, I was on a meditation during magic mushrooms and I had visuals, and I suddenly started to see it. They kind of had like a neon texture, color, I should say, to it, and it looked almost like it was just made out of light itself, almost like the glowing gases, like in various types of lighting systems, and it was in the shape of geometry, various geometry, and what it actually reminded me of a lot were the various types of geometry that are seen on Islamic architecture throughout the world, particularly like in cities like Isfahan, Iran, and other parts of the world with really ornate mosques. And it made me kind of realize, like, okay, what I'm seeing at this deeper level as I go deep inside to the higher self, I'm seeing what inspired these Sufi mystics and all these people who brought about all of this beautiful artwork, and the poems and the scientific discoveries that they were able to come up with through their elevation of their consciousness during that age. And so I then quickly realized that, and I've talked about the Tesseract before in a magic mushroom video. I ended up feeling like I was inside of some kind of Tesseract shaped device. Now, for those who don't know what a Tesseract is, a Tesseract is a 4-dimensional cube. And so this all makes sense because I like to follow a lot of quantum physics, and they talk about how this reality, the 3D reality, could be a projection of a higher reality, of a 4D reality. And so I'm thinking, okay, that makes sense that there would possibly be a technology that is in 4D that is bringing about this lived experience here. And so, there's a big fight in this world over controlling basically cosmology, what people see in the world. But what people have to understand is that this is all like you have to think of this shit like an RPG. It's like we're in like a procedurally generating RPG, and it's not a debate over what the shape of the planet is. Like, you're living in a procedurally generating reality. And the more I'm realizing this through my meditation, through just spending time in nature, through the psychedelic experience, which gives you a little bit of a hint, a glimpse of the higher reality that is already within you, through this, I'm able to expand myself. And this is what it's all about. It's about expanding your awareness. And this is what people mean when they talk about opening up your third eye. It's about expanding that awareness beyond the 5D illusion and the narratives that are done, especially through propaganda and through the imagery of propaganda, to keep certain perceptions of reality in place. So when you gain this knowledge, you begin to just have a more and more wonderful reality, and just the strangest synchronicities happen to you. Strangers just have given me gifts, like valuable gifts, just random strangers I've met. I had a gentleman the other day, just from a random conversation, gave me a $100 cigar. Just gave me a $100 cigar. And so I'm not here to try to force anybody who thinks that what I'm saying is a bunch of cockamamie nonsense. I respect people for where they are in their level of consciousness, but for those who are starting to realize that something's not adding up about this reality, and those who are curious about the psychedelic experience, I want to be here to give you guys just some kind of insights into my experience. I also want to give a disclaimer that this is not an endorsement to you to use it. I'm sure that wherever you live, it's probably illegal, which it shouldn't be illegal because it's a naturally occurring fungus that it's ridiculous for someone to think that they have dominion over that when it grows in nature. But be aware of your local ordinances and just be safe. Make sure that you are, if you're a first-time magic mushroom user, definitely do it somewhere where you feel safe and you feel familiar. You don't go out somewhere crazy in public and do magic mushrooms for the first time. While you'll probably learn something from it, it'll be an overwhelming experience. So I think that's where I can cut this video off. I appreciate you guys joining my channel. Please hit that like button. And if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks and have a wonderful day.